review committee on the reservation policy had sat today, the 29th of May 2023, to discuss on the implementation of the roster system as well as on the review of the reservation policy of 1972. The committee is headed by the spokesperson of MDA 2.0, Dr. M Ampareen Lyngdoh, and comprises of representatives of all political parties in the state. However, the voice of the People Party was not represented at the committee as till date. The government has not extended invitation to the party for talks on a review of the reservation policy of the state. Dr. M Ampareen Lyngdoh, while addressing the media after the meeting, informed that all parties whose representation was made at the committee had unanimously agreed on the implementation of the roster system, though a shared opinion on the reservation policy is yet to take place.
All political parties who were invited to this meeting, barring one, had attended this meeting this afternoon, and we are pleased to inform the public that there was a unanimous agreement of the proposed roster as was discussed by all political parties, including the GNC, who was represented by Augustine Marak through video conferencing from Tura. We have decided to forward certain recommendations to the government of Meghalaya. All of these points that were discussed by the committee will be forwarded to the government of Meghalaya for its kind consideration. Few discussions, we may be able to tell you here, but few discussions, we also have to take the minutes and submit officially to the government of Meghalaya, the Honorable Chief Minister, for his purview of all of the matters discussed in this meeting. There is one point, however, which this committee felt very required to propose to the government of Meghalaya. If a roster system has to be agreed upon by all stakeholders, particularly the political parties, it is important for all of us to have an inclusive approach, wherein all members of all political parties, to the furthest extent possible, should be a part of a deliberation on the roster system. Now we are satisfied with the proposed roster. However, one political party is still not part of our discussions. We have thought it fit to send a proposal to the government of Meghalaya to allow this committee to also give a patient hearing to the points of view of our one main political party that is not part of our discussions and our dialogue. Otherwise, the entire purpose of our sitting will not be inclusive in its nature. We are therefore going to request the government of Meghalaya to include a discussion on the job reservation policy at the earliest, so that we may give an opportunity to the voice of the People Party to present its points of view to the committee. Now, having said that, therefore, we will at the same time also send a recommendation to the government of Meghalaya to allow all political parties also to do the same exercise, because it would be skewed if only one political party would be given that opportunity. Therefore, once we have given a fair chance to the voice of the People Party to present its views,
Dr. Ampareen Lyngdoh also informed that all suggestions through certain communications submitted to the government by political parties and others will be looked into and discussed upon to enable the government to reach an appropriate decision on the issue of the reservation policy.
But the CNAM has already sent a letter to the government of Meghalaya. In fact, letter was addressed to me as Honorable Law Minister of the government of Meghalaya. These letters are now being shared with all members of this committee, and we are meeting on the 31st at 2:30 to discuss everything that everyone has sent to the government on the matter of the roster.